Hello! Hola! Bonjour! Namaste! Ni hao! I am Puro the Parrot. Welcome to my home, the TransCultural Group TCG Garden. Together, we're going to embark on journeys all around the world, exploring different cultures and festivities. Please come with me. Wow! Look at those spectacular clouds of color! Aren't you interested in finding out what they are? Come on, let's go find out! These radiant clouds of color are part of the central ritual in the Hindu spring festival, Holi. Holi is a particularly special festival, as it manages to keep tradition while, at the same time, break social norms. Holi is an annual 2-day festival celebrated each spring. It is celebrated on the day after the full moon during the Hindu month of Falguna, which falls either in late February or early March in the Gregorian calendar. The first day of the festival is known as Choti Holi, meaning small Holi, while the second day is known as Rangwali Holi, which directly translates to colorful Holi. Both days have their own special rituals and traditions. The origins of these customs and the festival itself can be traced back to an ancient legend. Let's welcome Emmett the Elephant. He will join me in sharing the interesting facts of Holi.
Namaste, my friends. Let me start by telling you a story about Holi. Centuries ago, the Multan area in the Indian state of Punjab was ruled by a demon king called King Hiranyakashap. He was an extremely arrogant king, and he commanded everyone in his kingdom to treat him like an immortal god. To King Hiranyakashap's disappointment, his own son Prahlad disagreed with his behavior and became a devotee of Lord Vishnu rather than of his own father. This infuriated the king. The king subjected his own son to a variety of brutal punishments in the hope of brainwashing and forcing him into worshipping his father. However, none of the punishments worked. Finally, the king consulted his sister, Holika. Holika, Prahlad's evil aunt, tricked young Prahlad into sitting in her lap as she took a seat in a blazing bonfire. Holika was wearing a magical cloak that made her immune to any harm from the fire, while Prahlad was not. He was surely going to die in the fire, granting his father's wishes. However, a miracle happened. As the fire remained ablaze, the cloak slid off Holika and onto Prahlad instead. Holika burned, while Prahlad survived. This was because Prahlad had been chanting Lord Vishnu's name out of faith toward his savior. The name of the festival, Holi, was derived from the evil aunt's name, Holika. However, it does not celebrate her death, but rather the triumph of good over evil, and the triumph of a wholehearted devotee. The legend depicts that nobody, even with magic or strength, would be able to harm a good and sincere devotee, as God will protect them.
Emmett, I will continue to do good by sharing my food with other birds. I shan't be afraid of the hawk.
That's right, Pietro. Good always triumphs. Now, let's get back to the topic of fire. The first of the two most important rituals of the festival is the bonfire. On the first day of Holi, a bonfire, known as Holika Dahan, is lit. The bonfire signifies the burning of evil or the devil, Holika. To prepare for the bonfire, communities begin to gather wood and combustible material days before. Whether in a village or in a community center in a city, people come together with all their gathered materials to start the bonfire. After sunset on the eve of the main day of Holi, the bonfire is lit. Lighting the bonfire remains a staple activity in all Indian states. However, each state has their unique practices as well. In the north, there is a practice of hurling cow dung into the fire and shouting, "Holi Hai! Holi Hai!" However, in Gujarat, in West India, the bonfire is treated with much more respect. The fire is fed with stalks from the harvest out of gratitude towards the god of fire. At the end of the night, some people may take embers from the fire to their homes. This is said to cleanse their home and bodies, blessing them with purity in their lives. On the second day, the main festivity begins, playing with colors. Communities come together and play, chase and cover each other with dry colored powder or spray colored water, using water guns and water balloons. This tradition emerged from the time after Holika's death. When the fire cooled down, people applied ash to their foreheads.
But, Emmett, I wouldn't want to apply ash to my beautiful feathers.
Calm down, Piero. This tradition soon evolved to the use of colored powder in the celebrations. The festival has also evolved to be secular. Along with its religious significance, the festival celebrates many things, the beginning of spring and fertility. Hence, the colored powder also welcomes the abundance and beauty of color in spring, while bidding farewell to the harsh winter. Holi celebrations take place in all types of public spaces, as long as they are open air and large. This allows participants to run around and chase each other while playing with the colors. After a while, the area and the people will be covered with a splash of colors, thus being the reason why Holi is called the Festival of Colors. Traditionally, the colored powder used has often been washable and natural colors derived from plants. For example, turmeric is used for yellow, bouteille is used for orange, and neem is used for green. People would have to make them beforehand and bring them along for the celebration. However, synthetic and chemical-based colored powders are becoming increasingly used due to their lower cost and wider availability.
Emmett, that sounds so fun! I can make my feathers even more colorful by celebrating Holi.
Yes, and it doesn't stop there, Piero. We'll take a short break and then look at the food, the cultural significance, and the celebration of Holi around the world when we come back.